Hello and welcome to another training tutorial, and in today's session we'll be learning how to create roofs in Revit. And there are actually two methods to create roofs. But before we proceed, let's create some walls for our building. And to create some walls is under architecture, wall over here, or WA on your keyboard. So I'm just going to quickly create a room using the rectangle tool over here. Specify one end, specify the other end. So this is probably the basic setup so that we can attach our roof on top of this simple building over here. Other than creating the walls, I need to go to the elevation view. Okay. And we need to create more levels here because by default the template only provides us level 1 and level 2. So to create more levels in Revit, we can go architectural tab. Under datum, there is levels over here. And as you can see, the blue dimension up here, I'm just going to type 4000 because I want it to be 4000 away from level 2. You drag all the way to the other end, press it, do it again, 4000, enter, drag it to the other end, do a left click, and now I have created 4 levels. And I'm just going to rename the last 2 levels over here. But for level 3, I'm just going to rename it to roof. Would you like to rename corresponding view? Yes. And the reason why you press yes, okay, let me show you later. So this one is level 4, I'm just going to rename to top of roof, enter. Okay, so if you look at the project browser on your bottom left hand corner, you see level 4 is still over there. Ceiling plans have a level 4 as well. And when it says would you like to rename corresponding view, it means that should we change this name in your project browser over here to use top of roof as well? So my answer is yes. And you can see top of roof, the name here is changed to top of roof, similar to the datum over here. Okay, so once done, let's go to level 1, and I need to select all the walls over here. And then if you check in their properties over here, you can see that the unconnected height is 8000, and in week 1 we mentioned that we shouldn't have be using too much unconnected height if we have reference or datum that are already set up. So for the top constraint over here, you can see it's unconnected, and therefore users can specify any value to the unconnected height. So we're going to change top constraint to level 2. So these 4 pieces of wall over here goes from level 1 to level 2. Okay, so this is considered level 1 wall. Okay, and if you look at the elevation view, you can see that the walls go from level 1 to level 2, which is exactly where we want it to go. And next we need to create the walls from level 2 to the roof datum over here. To do that quickly, okay, in case you have a layout that is very complicated or complex and you have many things that you need to model, if you have the same layout in level 2, you can simply drag all the items in level 1 that you want to copy. So I just have these 4 walls to copy. What I'm going to do is use this button over here, copy to clipboard. Afterwards, I can use the paste over here, and I will use the second option, align to selected levels. So I just need to do a click, and this box appears where I can choose to copy the 4 walls that I select onto a different level. So I'm going to specify level 2, which means that these 4 walls that are on level 1 is going to be copied in the same location, but on datum level 2. I press on OK. If you look at the elevation view, you can see that it's being copied. So this tool is pretty useful. Just select everything, copy to clipboard, and then paste or align to selected levels so that you do not need to model the second level on your own again. Of course, this only happens if your layout is the same or consistent between different levels. We're just going to open the roof floor plan over here. Okay, as you can see, it's empty, and we probably want some reference from the building at the lower level. So to activate the reference, under the properties menu, you got to scroll a little bit lower. You can see the parameter range base level currently is none. You need to select it, set it to level 2. So what that means is that I can see the level 2 walls over there or other elements. If there's other elements, probably can see it as well, but they'll be in grey in color and it's not possible to select them. So they are just a reference, and it's going to be useful for us when we create the roofs for our building. So to create roofs, this is under architecture, and this is the roof button located here under the build section. You can use the drop down menu. You will realize there's a few different options, but in this training, however, we'll focus on roof by footprint and roof by extrusion. Okay, so we're going to create a roof by footprint, and that means designing in a floor plan view. Okay, so I'm just going to click roof by footprint as a first example. And after you click roof by footprint, you enter the sketch mode, and I think you have seen this sketch multiple times. The green arrow, the red cross over here, some shapes that you can draw. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, since our building is rectangle in shape, I'm just going to use the rectangle option over here. And I'm going to go to the top left hand corner of my wall, do a left click, go to the bottom right hand corner, do a left click, and that is for my roof over here. And that's all I need. I just have to finish the sketch by clicking on the green button. So if I go to the 3D view, I can see that the roof is created. So it was pretty simple. Let's go back to roof. Okay. So let's say if you want to edit the sketch of the roof, you can always click on the roof, and there is edit footprint button on the top over here. And just for more information, okay, there's all these triangles that you see over here on all sides, or on each line there's a triangle. Okay, so normally when we enter the sketch mode and we draw the lines, this triangle does not appear. So what does this triangle actually do in this roof command that we are inside right now? This triangle, if you firstly click on one of those lines in your sketch, you can see that there is a parameter called defines roof slope. So if you uncheck them, the triangle goes missing. So basically this triangle over here means that this piece of or this line over here will be a roof slope. So if I uncheck it, that means this line here wouldn't be a roof slope. So what happens if you actually untick both sides? Okay, so I just untick this side and I click on the other side of the line. Again, there is a define roof slope. You can either click here or here, it's the same thing. Okay, so I'm just going to click here for once. I toggle off define roof slope so that both sides the triangle is missing. So only these two sides are sloping. I'm just going to test and see what the design is going to change to. So it's the green button over here. And if you look at the 3D view, you can see now that two ends are not sloping. Okay, you can see this is the slope over here, and the other side is the slope over there, and that's what define roof slope actually means. So I'm just going to play with it a bit longer. So I go floor plan level 1. Sorry, I mean roof plan. Okay, click on the roof, edit footprint, and maybe I just want to have 3 sides that are sloping, because I do not know what will happen if I define for 3 sides for the roof slope. Okay, click on the green tick, go to 3D view. Okay, that's going to do a little bit of rotation. You can see the design of the roof. Okay, so I'm just going to undo a little bit because I want to go back to this second modification that we have for our roof. And you will notice that the walls are not attached to the roof. There's some gap that people can fall from. And for us to actually close this gap over here, you can see the triangle gap. It's very simple. You see the wall needs to be attached to the roof over here. So how do we attach? Simply click on the wall. Okay, and then there will be an attach top base button available. Simply click on it. Afterwards, select the roof that the wall should attach to. So it should attach to this roof over here. Simply do a left click. You can see that the wall is now fully extended, so that there will be no gaps for this roof over here. So I'm just going to rotate to the other side. Click on the wall, click on attach top base, click on the roof again, and you can see it's connected. So once you attach the wall to a roof, they will adjust. So if the roof goes higher, okay, you can see the walls are adjusting as well. The roof goes lower, the walls are adjusting. These 2 walls on the side are not adjusting because we didn't attach both sides. So we can do it again, left click, attach top base, click on the roof, click on the other side, attach top base, click on the roof, and that's done over here. Okay. Other modification I would like to make for our roof, let's go back to the roof plan, is to have at least a 1 meter offset from our building. So to do that, I just click on the roof again, click on edit footprint. Okay, there is a offset button. This is the offset button. So if I want to offset my pink sketch lines here, I can use the offset. And let's say I want to offset it by 1 meter because I want to create a shelter for the building using the roof protruding out at 1 meter in length. Okay, 1000 is correct over here, but instead of using copy, I need to uncheck the copy button. The next is to point your mouse at one of these pink sketch line over here. Do a left click, you know it's a 1000 offset. You can actually do both sides, so make sure you select on the correct side. Left click, and left click. So every sides have a 1 meter protrusion away from the building. Okay, so that's pretty simple. However, there's an even faster method to do that. So I'm just going to undo first. The faster method to have a consistent protrusion or offset is to hover your mouse above one of the lines, press the tab keys, and you can see the blue dotted lines appearing from all directions. Simply do a left click, and now they are all being offset 1 meter there. So that will be faster if you have different shapes of your roof. Right now it's just a regular shape, which is pretty fast, but your designs of your building will soon get more complicated, and therefore it'll be faster to actually use this method. So remember, hover on the line, press the tab key, and do a left click. So that will apply to all the lines that is being selected. So I'm done with this roof over here. I press the green tick. I'm just going to need to go to my 3D view and take a look at it. Okay, you can see it's protruding, and that's what we want over here. So that is for roof by footprint. Okay, so I'm just going to go through the second method. So the first one, I'm just going to delete it over here, and we're going to create a new roof. Okay, before we create the new roof, I will just go to one of the elevation. Okay, and then I'm going to click on roof, and now I'm going to use roof by extrusion. Okay, to create a roof by extrusion, you're actually creating a profile inside an elevation or section view. You cannot create roof by extrusion in a floor plan view. So now you start creating roof by extrusion. Okay, so after you click the button, you will see that Revit is asking you in regards to some of the work plane settings over here. But do not worry, you just look at the default option is pick a plane. So Revit is asking you to pick the plane that your roof will be created on. Okay, so I just leave this as it is and then press OK. So Revit right now, after I press the OK button, is waiting for us to specify a work plane. So you can see as I point my mouse, there is a different blue indication or selection available. Okay, we need to specify or always specify the work plane that is facing towards our direction, so it's facing towards our screen. So this wall over here will work as a work plane, and this wall over here can also work as a work plane. So they both would serve the same purpose. However, make sure your mouse is not at the side over here. So if you actually have your mouse at the side, you are choosing the wall on the other corner. Okay, so do not put your mouse or do not select anything on the sides. So make sure you select a complete wall that faces towards the front, just like I do, and do a left click. So that's my work plane being selected. And after which, now you have roof reference level and offset. This you do not have to make any adjustments, just press the OK button. After which you can, you're entering the sketch mode, you can have all these tools available at the top to draw the profile of your roof. You can create some funky shapes. Okay, so let's say this is the shape that I create. Press the green tick and you can see my roofs appears this way, right? So to make modification to a sketch, simply click on the roof, click on edit profile. We can even create something curvy. So I'm just going to delete the existing one first. Then you can create some curved roofs over here, some unique design. Okay, so this is what you can create as well. So if you go to the 3D view over here, you can see my curved roof, and you can attach the walls again. Okay, so it follows the profile of the roof that's possible as well, even though we are using roof by extrusion. I'll just go back to the east view and again do a selection on the roof. Click on edit profile. So I'm going to show you one of the more common mistakes that users made. Okay, so when they are creating the profile of the room, let's say they are creating this shape, they will often close the shape. So when you close the shape, Revit will not be able to create. As you can see, it says there's an error over here. So even though you are creating a kind of a typical shape, triangular shape, make sure that this line is not there. It's not necessary to be there. Otherwise, you receive an error. So this is all you need to create this kind of shape of a roof over here. And some people also would model the thickness of the roof. So what they do is this, which is also wrong, okay, because we do not control the thickness of the roof in this method. So do not do this. I'm just going to delete this over here, and then just press the green tick, and then let's go to 3D view to make sure everything is connected. So I'm just going to press the tab key. Oh no, I'm just going to click on one of the walls over here, attach top base, click on the roof, click on the wall, attach top base, click on the roof, and this side as well, attach top base, click on the roof over here. And so that is basically the two methods we can use to create different kind of ceilings in Revit. So thank you so much and see you in the next session.